Hi everyone, it's your host here, Charlene Barry, and welcome to This is Project Me, the home of spiritual well-being. So today on the call we have someone all the way from Philadelphia, and her name is Kyra, and she is an Ayurvedic health practitioner. She's also a meditation and yoga teacher, and today she's going to speak to us about her passion. So welcome, Kyra.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for being here. So, Kyra, can you start with telling me a little bit about yourself and how you got into the field of yoga, meditation, and Ayurveda?
Sure. So about 22 years ago, I had a ski accident where I actually skied off a cliff and landed on my back, and I thought that I had died. And I had a lot of internal bruising, and I needed a way to heal my body, and so I started doing yoga. And my first experience was at an ashram in western Massachusetts in Lenox.
Wow.
And that's where I started my yoga journey. And about 15 years later, when I was in the middle of a career change, I decided that I would open a yoga studio. And then 10 years later, after running 3 yoga studios, I decided to change my life and move to California. And I got into the world of Ayurveda. And now I'm doing Ayurvedic health counseling as well as still teaching yoga and meditation.
Wow, what a journey. So I love talking to people like you because, you know, Ayurveda is such, it's getting more well known now, but it's still a little bit, you know, when I tell people what I do, they always ask, you know, they give me that puzzled look like, what is Ayurveda? But it ties in so beautifully with yoga and meditation. So it's great that you do them all together.
Absolutely. I feel the same way.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to see that Ayurveda is really, as you said, spreading, and we're going to see more and more of it.
Yeah, exactly. Hoping so. Okay, so, you know, as I just mentioned, you know, I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner myself, and I've actually never heard of Ayurvedic counselling. It's really intrigued me about you. So can you tell me a little bit about what's involved with Ayurvedic counselling?
I think most likely the titles, it actually has the same meaning, but I'm not sure what's happening in your part of the world, but in the United States, we're not using the term practitioner anymore unless you've gone into the medical science of Ayurveda and studied for an extensive period of time.
Ah, okay.
So a counselor, we work with people on diet and lifestyle. We might make suggestions regarding herbs, but we're not supposed to prescribe them. So that's actually the main difference.
Ah, I see. I learnt something new today. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit stricter about regulations, and I think that's actually probably a good thing.
Yeah, I think so too. So it can differentiate very clearly, you know, if you've had that medical side of the Ayurvedic training or not.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so I see. I did a little bit of Facebook stalking, and I saw that you offered, you know, Ayurvedic consultations over the phone as well as face to face. So I've never done an over the phone consultation. What's your process over the phone? Because I imagine it would be a little bit more challenging.
Actually, it works quite well. The only thing that's challenging is I can't take someone's pulse, but I can still look at their tongue. I have people send me photographs of their skin and their tongues.
Okay.
And just by asking a number of questions, I can pretty much figure out what their prakriti and vikriti is. I spend a long period of time asking questions about not just health issues, but where they are in their lives, what their relationships are like, what their career is, what their childhood was like, and that helps me figure out, you know, what their dosha is and, you know, how we can move forward and help them heal any health issues they may have.
Okay. Ah, awesome. With your training and experience, what's the most profound thing that you have discovered through your studies of Ayurveda?
That we're all unique.
Yep.
Each one of us, we're so different, and you know, we're similar at the same time. But when it comes to figuring out, you know, someone's illnesses or what their health issues are, we really need to look at the individual, and that's why Western medicine just doesn't always fit the bill. I start out by, you know, getting very deep and very interested in their personal history and their likes, their dislikes, their habits, what time people go to sleep, what time they wake up, and all of these details help me figure out, some of the things that we need to change to bring them into a more balanced lifestyle and greater health.
Yep, definitely. That's awesome. And I'm a big believer in balance, and I think balance is really the key, and people are kind of, the more I talk to people now, they're striving for that balance, and they actually don't realize that balance is something that Ayurveda is, that's what we're ultimately trying to achieve in someone's life, just balancing their whole lifestyle and their mind and body. So I think people don't know the name for it, but they're striving for it.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
Yeah. Cool. And this is one of my favorite questions. What is your favorite Ayurvedic remedy?
Boy, there's so many.
I know.
I think Abhyanga, self-massage, it's so simple, and yet it's one of the most profound things we can do to heal ourselves. So using herbal oils and massaging them into the skin, not only does it reduce stress, but we can conquer all sorts of illnesses that way, skin issues, and also, deep muscle pains, arthritis, all sorts of different conditions. It's incredibly healing, and it's also an act of self-love.
Yep, absolutely. Oh, I like that. Okay, and this is a little bit off topic, but still kind of on topic. Where is the most spiritual place you have traveled to, and why?
Beautiful question. There's so many. I actually just spent 10 days in Cuba, and that was actually a very spiritual experience. But I think top of my list would be the Annapurna Mountains in Nepal.
Beautiful. That's on my bucket list.
Yeah, you'll love it.
Gorgeous. And why did you find it so spiritual? Was it the people or just the atmosphere in general?
It's the land, it's the people, it's the history, so many different things. There's something about being in those mountains and breathing in the fresh mountain air. The people are absolutely lovely, and they have a reverence for one another and a reverence about life that is really inspiring.
Oh, that's beautiful. I can't wait to go.
But this is a question I could talk about for hours, because I could add Machu Picchu to the list. I'm heading to the Canary Islands soon, so maybe that'll be on the list.
There's so many different... have you been to Southeast Asia yet?
Yes, I have.
Yep.
I actually lived in China for 2.5 years, and I've traveled throughout Asia, and I love Vietnam and Angkor Wat in outside of Siem Reap in Cambodia.
Beautiful. Beautiful. There's so many just gorgeous, untouched places in this world.
It's true, but I can find spirituality in my living room in Philadelphia, so it's always with us. We don't have to be on top of a mountain. It's always here. It's always inside, and we just have to tap into it.
Yeah, that's right. That's very true. Oh, okay, so we're nearing the end of the interview now, and I've just got one final question for you. How do you use everything that you know, all of your knowledge, to create balance in your own life?
Every day is different. I'm constantly asking myself, what can I do in this moment to bring myself into greater balance? So what kind of food do I need to eat today? What kind of activities do I need? Do I need to rest more? Do I need to exercise more? How can I feed my body? How can I feed my mind? If it's been a challenging day, I will call a friend and create balance that way, or sit down and have a cup of tea with my mom.
Yep.
It's just a constant process of how do I find equilibrium.
Beautiful. It's nice. So you're always just conscious of creating that balance within your life.
Yes.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for, being with us on the show today and, sharing all your wisdom and spiritual advice with everybody.
Well, thank you. I really enjoyed it.
You're welcome. And for all the listeners out there, if you haven't already, please head over to our YouTube channel. You can search us. This is Project Me. and we have a lot of videos, and I'll link Kyra's Facebook account to this as well. So if anyone wants to get in touch with her or check out more of her material, you can there. And thanks for tuning in, and I'll speak to you all next time.